Hi,
everybody.
everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Nat 2.
It's just the two of us.
Naturally.
We've uploaded!
By the time technically, we're playing footsie. Technically, we haven't yet.
But
this is a huge lie. But we're going to today, the day that we record this episode 37.
Wild.
We're
uploading the first five episodes.
Yeah. And then we're going to start promoting it, bro. I had a job interview today.
Wow. I didn't.
You lost a leg and an arm.
I had a dream that I had to have my left hand amputated and my right leg below the knee amputated. And the whole impetus of the dream was that I went in for a rash to like my doctor, and they're like, "Okay, we gotta put you to sleep to check it out." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no question."
Routine procedures.
And then I woke up and they were gone, and the doctor was like, "Yeah, you had an arterial infection, and so I didn't want to risk maybe giving you antibiotics and it not getting better, so I just decided to take them off."
Yeah.
And I went,
"You know the artery in your hand?"
Yeah.
You know that one?
And I went, "Okay." And then part of the dream was that there's a bird outside that's being very loud. Part of the dream was that we were like gonna record the podcast, and I started out by being like, "Well, do another episode of Nat 2. I don't have an arm and a leg anymore, so lots happened."
Yeah. So, you hear that bird? I got a burp so bad. Look at that. That's a bird. You fully have not had that happen to you, so that's good.
Yeah.
And other than that, really nothing at all has really happened at all.
Yeah,
we went to New York.
We did.
We came back.
And
I gotta do every
bodily
function. I gotta friggin'
piss and shit
all
and
at once.
barf.
full body reset. Have you ever like sneezed and burped at the same time? You're slurped. That's my impression. It's kind of fun, you know.
I had my first ever migraine.
Oh yeah, she had an ocular migraine.
Yeah, I friggin' fully went like blind in my left eye, and I was like, "Well,
if you've been there, you know what's up."
Yeah.
I've had a few, and so instead of crapping our pants, we were like, you know what? I bet this is what that is. But yeah, if you've ever, let me not give you medical advice, but like if you know that that's your deal, you know that you'll be living life, and then all of a sudden one of your eyes just decides that it's gonna play the polar bear in the snowstorm, broken TV nonsense. You're our sister or brother
or person,
and you're our dude friend. Yeah, cool. So, do you want to hit us with that recap?
A sexy recap?
A little sexy recap.
I was trying to think of a word, and the only word that was coming to mind, I was trying to think of the word sexy, but the only word that came to mind was stinky.
Little stinky little recap. I'm kind of a pest. And I do little stinky recaps. Yeah, dude, hit us with a little stinky little recap. I'm ready to party.
Well, let's start with the boys. Ethiot and Fingers had a really intense freaking moment where Fingers was...
Wow, you're doing this in reverse order.
Yeah. I just start with a group of folks because I'm like, I can't do a timeline.
Yeah. Ugh. Yawning.
So Ethiot and Fingers had a really intense kind of moment after Lucian thanked and apologized also to Ethiot, and Ethiot was like, "Stop, this is hell, this is torture," and asked him to go find Fingers for him to make sure that he's like chilling. He found him, and they talked about like Fingers talked about how he was pissed off at Lucian for not trying to really protect anything at all by being like too morally high for lying, basically. And Ethia was like, I am going to try to defend this guy that I like a lot. Oh, this is not working? Let me shut up, actually.
Let me sit there.
And they talked about their horns also, which revealed to Finch, who was kind of hiding, not really hiding, he was just kind of there, that they are both tieflings. Which Finch was like, noted. Anyways.
Yeah, I did not expect that to take place.
What?
Finch being there
yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't expect Fingers to do that. I mean, I am him, but, like, I was like, he's definitely got stuff he wants to ask Ethiot about. Talk to Ethiot about. I didn't expect that to, like, double as reveal to Finch that he's palling around with two tieflings.
Yeah. And then Finch did a bunch of little tiny errands. I mean, he convinced his parents, well, his mom specifically, to let him go on the adventure. The boys sort of helped in that. Lucian, not so much, but, he got his adventure pack ready, and then he went to go tell his friends that he's going on an adventure. Mag and Emil, which you can't say correctly. Emil. And he went to their little secret hideout, the office, which is not a secret hideout at all. You can see it from the tavern. And they weren't there, and he did a little call that's like, come to the office. And he heard Mag from her house being like, I'm not allowed to go. And he went to go tell her what was going on, and the most precious voice ever.
Little tiny Irish girl.
It's so sweet. And
we need more girls.
Yeah.
I gotta do 1,000 boy voices. I just had some girls that would break it up. Yusufi, easy. Bring it this chick, easy.
Yeah, I mean, just have more Mag,
More Mag.
More Mag.
Yep.
And Finch promised that he was going to keep a diary to tell Mag all about his adventure. And he left a little note at the office so that Emil knew where he went, because he was going to go to his house, but he couldn't remember where he lived and also didn't want to get in trouble with his parents, so he came back. I think that was basically it. I mean, the boys went to bed and everything was chilling with them, so they're all kind of asleep, ready for the next day. They did sequester a carriage. The dad will go with them until a certain point. I don't really know how long he is going to be with them. He's not super jazzed about it.
Mm-hmm.
So jazzed?
I mean, I think either he's not super happy about it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that kind of wraps up the boys. I guess the other boy, Viray, he, went to a town, as a little rest stop, flirted with a little Summer Elgin girl, named Tira, I'm pretty sure. And then there was an encounter with who we all know to be Viteal. Maybe throwing a bottle at the carriage, but actually maybe not. And maybe it being somebody else, maybe Tira's dad, who was angry that Viray was talking to her. And now he has a snazzy little scarf, too.
Viteal?
No.
Oh, forget. Yeah, Viray, yeah.
And also, it kind of shows how Viray has calmed the heck down a lot. He's like, I'm not going to fight this guy. Y'all are going to listen to me when I tell you to walk the fuck away. And, I'm still going to make fun of you, but here's your cane and you have a good day. And then they went back on their way towards the castle. And then, it was funny, I was thinking about the timeline of that. I was like, how the heck is Viteal there? And then he shows up where Iffy is. And I was like, because freaking Viray's in the past right now. That was that was day 2. They're on day 3. Like, the gals and the boys are on day 3. Day 3 is ending for them. That was the middle of day 2 for all of them. How fun.
How fun.
Kind of set a little timeline. So there's that. And then the gals Really, all that happened was that Yezi got blisteringly drunk and ended up passing out in the hallway, to which Iffy and Tavamil were sequestered to deal with it. And Iffy had a little bad moment with remembering some bad stuff, and then got it together enough to be like, okay, I'll go pay off the tab and then we'll get her somehow into the room. God, her head is so heavy. I don't know how we're gonna drag this whole body. And the proprietor of the, or maybe not the proprietor, but the barmaid was like, if you don't deal with this, you're gonna get kicked out. I'm going to bed, so good night. And, you know, that I think she said something about like checking in an hour or something. And Iffy had intentions of paying for the tab, fully forgetting that she is broke. I totally forgot Iffy has no money. And so when they're like 10 gold, she's like, oh, I don't have that. Okay, well, I will pay it tomorrow and you can kill me if I don't. This is how serious I am. And she heard somebody laughing, to which she was like, well, you enjoying the show? You could, you know, throw a coin our way. That's what you do when you watch a show, right? And it happened to be Viteal. And so Iffy was like, hold the phone. What? And fully didn't care about the whole situation with the stone girl in the hallway. To Tavamil's, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sexy. Tavamil stinky. Or Tavamil sexy, alternatively.
Yeah. Basically to Tavamil's despair, I guess, where she's like, you're leaving me with a situation I know nothing about. Iffy, can you please not
I don't want to get kicked out of the thingy.
And so Tavamil decided she was going to go wake up Thalen and Sentha to be like, I don't know what to do. She's really heavy. Also, I have no money at all. And Iffy and Viteal decided that they were going to have a conversation. And that's where
corner table till they get kicked out of the bar. Woo. Cool. Baller. So, right now, as per aforementioned recap, Tavamil has gotten up to go wake up Thalen and Senthet, or at least to one of the two, hopefully. And Iffy and Viteal are currently at a corner table. The barmaid is shutting everything down. But
she's still like around.
She's around, but so you may be able to kind of sneak under her radar in terms of that, you know, like whatever. So from relatively close by, you hear the sounds of, you know, dishes being washed, glasses being put away, all that sort of thing. I'm gonna roll to see if she notices that you're there. You do not, she has not made any indication to you that your presence is a bother, or even that she's noticed it.
Okay.
She's just sort of flitting about. She's like very slowly and tiredly going about cleaning the place up. But you don't really see her much. She's mostly like in the back doing stuff, whatever.
Okay.
And you hear the sounds of a young girl softly saying, Yizzy.
Yizzy. Oh no.
And, if he's gonna talk to Tavamil, she didn't talk to Tavamil already, did she?
No.
Okay, cool. So, you hear that as Viteal is kind of making his way over to one of the tables. You're kind of standing still in front of the door.
Yeah.
So, if he's gonna go talk to Tavamil?
I think no.
Okay.
I think that if we just kind of sees that, she's like, she's a smart girl. She'll figure it out. Like, goes towards Viteal.
Okay. So, Viteal is going to get into a chair, one of the very, like, corner tables. It's, like, big, stupid, you know, thick oak booth situation. You know, big table. Is where, in one of those, that's where everyone was having dinner earlier.
Yeah.
Kind of sits down and is just kind of sitting there staring forward. He's got his fingers kind of, like, steepled in front of him.
I think Iffy sits across from him, all of her limbs freaking being shoved into this box, and like just has her forearms resting flat on the table, just looking at him with like, I think she has kind of like a half smile on her face, so it's like kind of reads as confusion and also like slight excitement.
There's like a twinkle in her eye, a little bit. Viteal kind of like eyes you as you sit down. He's not moving, it's just his eyes kind of follow you. Well, suppose I should start with this. What is it that you've got all over your face?
What? Oh, fuck. She like covers her mouth with her hand.
He raises an eyebrow.
I forgot I had this. She like pulls her sleeve up and starts wiping the makeup off her face. She's like, it's just makeup. I'm surprised you didn't say nothing before. She's like wiping out, like it's fully coming off now.
Well, it was dark out there. I thought maybe my eyes played tricks on me or something.
No, it's meant to be a disguise. Don't look so surprised.
He's gonna like cover his mouth, like he's trying to maintain this sense of gravitas.
Yeah.
And sits down, like big old eyes at your face.
I bet she's like she wipes it like completely, like her sleeve is covered in makeup.
He's like chuckling, kind of, and you see him kind of like patting his whole body all of a sudden, and then like reaches into a pocket and pulls out like not even a container, just a cigarette, just one, and like just puts it in his mouth, like unlit.
Yeah, I never give those up, huh?
Of course not. I'm quite tenacious.
I feel like if he starts undoing the friggin' braid that Thea did, like she didn't have her hat on anymore, but she still had the like intricate braid that friggin' Althea did. She like starts undoing that.
Good roll and insight check.
Okay.
Good roll. We'll make it a perception check. That way it's disadvantage.
Oh, double 3 for a. You said perception?
Yep.
7.
This braid is stupid. Like, whatever he did, you've never had to undo a friggin' 28 strand, whatever kind of fancy schmancy braid. So you're really kind of focusing. You're like looking at it with your
like,
one eye.
What the fuck is going on with this?
There's no go to take your love. I mean, if you need your.
Well, it's too late now. I've already rubbed off the important part.
Suppose so. Disguise, eh?
Yeah. You know, when you need one, and
Afraid I don't.
well, I happen to have needed one. I mean, honestly,
Just like puts his hand like in front of his mouth again.
honestly, I probably didn't need one, but it was a precaution. Now I feel like it ain't as important anymore, but I know I'm speaking real vague. I'm really not sure what I can and can't tell you, and it ain't my place to really speak about it, so
I understand.
appreciate that.
Suppose I was just curious. Thought we might trade, you know.
Trade?
You know something I don't?
Oh, I see. Well, I don't want to get you mixed up in it.
Woohoo. Life of crime or something like that.
No. I don't think. I did find out that I was up in Waypoint Town, and I've been there for a couple of about a year now or so. And I did find out that I had a contract out on me for an assassin contract. Not sure why. I mean, I am a wanted criminal in a lot of towns. But Waypoint Town wasn't one of them, at least not to my knowledge. So I'm not really sure why I had one of those out on me. But that really ain't got nothing to do with any of this. So I'll say a maybe. I mean, I'm just helping a few people out. Folks that need a bit of helping, I guess.
Right. Well, I suppose it's good to see that you've been at least busy.
Just recently. Just within the past 3 days.
Ah. I feel like I've gained zero advocates information. I suppose that's alright though.
Yeah, I guess so. I should probably be a little bit more quiet. She kind of like looks over where the sound is coming from of like dishes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. There's literally, it's just, you hear like that going on.
Yeah.
There's nobody, like, if you look around, the friggin' place empty, the only people are in the hallway. And since you've taken this opportunity to look around, what is Tavmil doing currently?
I think Tavamil tried to pick up Yezi herself, and she's like, okay, no, that's not going to happen. Yezi, just stay right here. I'm not going anywhere, I promise. I'm just going to, well, I guess I am going somewhere. But I'll be right back, I promise. And Yezi is fully just not responsive. I think she's like fully nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Tavamil goes to where Senthit and Thalen's room is and starts knocking on the door, and she's just like, hello, are either of you awake?
Let's find out. Cool. So you're knocking on the door, you're saying that to them, and you hear like the sounds of a bed kind of like creaking, and then someone feet walking over, and then the door opens, and Senthit like sticks his eyeballs around the door, and he's just like, what's that then, lass?
Hello, I'm really glad that you're awake. Could you help me drag Yezi back to our room? She's in the hallway, and she's either asleep or passed out. I'm not really sure. But the person who was working at the front, she said that if we didn't fix this problem, that she was going to kick us out.
You see, as you say that, Senthit's face, when you're just like, can you help us drag Yezi to our room? His face, like, his eyes get like, raises an eyebrow. And then he like turns to look at presumably Thalen. It's like, well, looks like a job for you, lad. What's going on, Tavamil?
Hello.
You've got to help your friend. My friend, what?
Yezi's passed out in the hallway, and we have to get her back to me and Iffy's room, and her room too, I guess.
Oh, and I've been called upon to...
Well, she's really heavy, and I tried to do it myself.
Tavamil, that's rude to say. Look, I'll just give me a moment, and he's gonna like, friggin', you hear him like putting himself together. And Cynthia goes, he'll be right out, lass.
All right.
Shuts the door. And then like a few seconds later, Thalen opens the door. He looks like he is sleeping, like his like eyes are shut.
Yeah.
Okay, where is she?
Right here. And she like points down at the end of the hallway, and she's like, Iffy was going to help me, but then she saw a man, and then she went after him, and now they're sitting in the booth, and they're talking.
All right, well, let's go get her and make this short.
All right.
Like, walk over to freaking Yezi, who's passed out on the ground. And he's going to say, did she drink too much or something?
I don't know.
Can't hold her liquor. Shameful. And he's going to, like, take his hands and he's going to grab under her arms.
Yeah.
And, come on, Yezi, let's... Oh, I see.
She's really heavy.
Right.
If you take one arm and I take the other, maybe we could drag her back to the room.
Well, you said something about Iffy.
Yes. Should I go ask her?
I think you should. There's no way we're going to get out of the hallway ourselves.
All right. And she, like, goes towards Iffy, and I feel like, I don't know, it's like in the middle of them laughing about some stupid thing about what Iffy had said.
I figured it was the moment she looks out to see,
okay.
like, you know, like, survey the scene, like, sees anyone paying attention.
Okay.
They're like, I don't know how quiet I should be, like that.
Yeah.
You look out, and then you see Tavamil coming towards you.
Yes. Can you... Hello? She, like, looks at Viteal.
He kind of just, his, like, eyes kind of just, like, move over to her, and he's gonna kind of, like, give, like, a vague smile and, like, nod.
It's really nice to meet you. I'm, Janala. Mm-hmm.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, lass.
Pasha, could you... Honey, it's fine. He knows who I am. Oh. What? Why does he know who you are? Well, you remember me telling stories about... You remember when I had to tell a joke every day for a month? Yes. Well, this is the man that was in that story. Really? It's really nice to meet you. Do you want to hear my joke? I forgot about that.
I don't see why not. And he's gonna, like, he, like, looks at Iffy and, like, cocks his head to the side.
Iffy kind of shrugs her shoulders like, this is how she is. All right, I guess I have to change it a little bit because I'm not in a carriage anymore. You're right, you do. All right. I'm in a tavern, and I really like tomatoes. It's the perfect joke.
That was the joke,
It's
was
a
it?
joke. It was a perfect joke.
You should have told jokes like that, Bahmry.
Yeah, you know, she's a real comedian. See, I'm really good at telling jokes.
Lass,
Yes.
you come over here for a reason.
I did. Iffy, could you help move could you help move her back into the room so we don't get kicked out? Me and Darmus can't move her. Oh, yeah, 'cause she's like 2 million pounds. All right. Give me 1 second. And she, like, looks at Viteal. She's like, I'll be right back. It really, I'm sorry.
He's giving you a look if you want to roll insight on
Yeah.
it.
27.
Holy guacamole. He looks like you've seen this look many, many times. He looks like a mixture of amused and profoundly irritated. Like, in equal measure.
Like, just gotta hold your horses just a little bit. She stands up and kind of nods at him. She's like, all right, Tabby, come on. All right, it was really nice meeting you. She turns and walks back. I feel like she sees Dalen. She's like, all right.
Good morning, or the evening, or something.
This evening.
Good night.
Do you,
That's what I would like to say to you, but...
Well, this ain't my fault.
I'm not blaming you.
Okay, well, don't be so annoyed by me.
Well, I apologize. I just figured maybe, you know...
Can I ask you something?
What?
How much money you got on you?
Oh, Lord. Why? What has she done?
Well, she didn't pay her tab, and it's 10 gold. Oh, wait, you know what? I feel like if he just kind of reaches down and pats down freaking Yezi, and I feel like Yezi freaking swings an arm out, like, just being like, get off of me, freaking, if he dodges it, and she's like, all right, hey now, you better be careful with that. Your whole entirety is a lethal weapon. And she, like, takes out a coin purse, and she opens it, she's like, what the fuck? She like, shows Thalen how much money's in it.
Good Lord. Well, I guess, you know, when you're... Anyway, well... Look, can't we deal with all this later? I'd like to get back to sleep.
Nah,
please.
she said that she was gonna kick us out if we don't deal with it now, so.
I mean, the money portion.
Well, I'm just gonna pocket it and I'll pay it in the morning.
Oh,
Because
right.
I don't want to have this conversation with Yezi when she's conscious. She didn't pay it for a reason.
All right.
All right. She, like, counts out 10 and takes out 12 and puts it in her pocket. Puts it back where she found it. She's like, all right. I'll take the underarm Stalin. You take her legs and Tavamil.
But why don't we each get a leg? I think you're overestimating.
Each get a leg. She's got 2.
Yes. There's 2 of us, isn't there? You take the underarms, Miss, strong lady, and us little...
Oh, I see. You little elves are
Exactly.
gonna take. Yeah. All right.
You're half an elf, I'd just like to say.
A human spirit's got tenacity.
All right, well, he's gonna grab, under one of her heels.
Yeah.
Let's all do some strength checks.
6 for Tavamil. 24 for Iffy.
Goodness. Said time we'll get a 6?
Yeah.
Alright, Thalen. Thalen gets a -1. He rolled a 3. Okay, so you hoist Yezi from, and you're like, you're heaving. She is 380 pounds, so this is like
Yeah.
a good deadlift.
330 pounds.
330 pounds. And Tavamil grabs the other leg and goes to pick it up, and what ends up happening is she picks herself up very quickly and leaves Yezi's leg behind. Thalen doesn't even really try. Like, he gets his hands underneath her ankle and is like, I'm going to pull something, and then just, fully stops.
All right, both of you need to put in some effort. Come on, get your hands dirty.
All right, you can try again if you want to.
17.
Oh, wow, for Tavamil. Your words have inspired Thalen, but not very much. He got a 12. And so he's just barely got her leg off the ground.
Yeah.
As long as it's not gonna be dragging on the ground. And he's like, all right, just starts walking.
And Tavamil's like, oh, okay, give me 1 second. She, adjusts her position, does, a mixed grip on the leg.
Yeah. She's like, okay, so I've got to get my feet here and grab the thing.
And 1, 2,
Hip hinge.
3.
Yeah. Engage the core. And so you guys are dragging her, and
Yeah.
it's a freaking dog fight. You
Yeah.
guys are oh, moving her in that freaking direction. Moving her in that direction. Is the door shut?
Yeah.
Well, I'll get the door, and Thalen drops her freaking.
Oh, fucking
freaking
hell.
opens it, and he's gonna roll again. Oh, he got a 16
Oh.
-1, so 15 this time. So this time he's like, all right, the horizon is visible. I can see the end of the whatever. And so he picks it up, yanks it up, and then you just drag her. I feel like Thalen, regardless of where your end goal is,
Yeah.
drops her leg as soon as you get past the doorway.
Friggin' if he's like, let's get it to where we can close the damn door, and
Yeah.
then friggin' pulls her to the side, drops her, and she's like, all right, that's it. She's gonna sort herself out.
All right. Well, I'm going to go to bed.
Sounds
Nobody
good.
else decide to
Pass out.
gain 300 pounds and fall asleep outside, please.
All
Oh,
right.
I did want to ask you though, what is going on?
Oh, well, you know how I was asking about a Viteal?
Yes,
That's him.
Iffy.
What?
With all due respect,
Right.
why don't you just go to bed?
What are you talking about?
He's gonna look at Tavamil and kind of have the thought to himself, is this really something I should be saying in front of somebody else? And then
Yeah.
decide that it can't, wait. Turns back to her, it's just I think you ought to go to bed. I think you're all quite tired and...
Oh. You don't think that he's real?
Look, in my defense, you've been seeing him all day since you started talking about him.
Go ask him yourself. She's gonna turn and walk out.
All right, I shall. And he's rolls his eyes and starts walking after her.
Yeah, I think that Tavamil's just like, all right.
And he, like, opens the, you know, like, goes to shut the door and then, like, turns and says, "Good night, Tavamil."
Good night.
Shuts the door.
I think Tavamil just kind of concernedly stares at the door for a moment. It's like, well. And she goes and gets a blanket, puts it over top of Yezi, and then goes to bed. She's like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know. So Thalen is gonna, like, walk. He's walking after Iffy. Is Iffy, like, storming up to Viteal, or is she kind of, like, how does she feel? She, like,
I think
angry?
I think she's pissed.
Oh, yeah?
But she's, like, trying to quell it, and she's just, like, I think, like, her hands are clenched, but she's, like, walking normally.
Thalen's gonna follow you back into the room. Roll to see how into that the barkeep is. She sees you two walking back into the room, and she's gonna, like, say, "Psst.
What?
Did you not hear me say I'm closing down the bar?"
Yeah, I heard you say it. Here, what, can we not sit out here?
I suppose you come for a bit longer, just don't make a lot of noise.
Right, we won't. Here. She, like, puts the 12 gold on the table. That's to pay off her tab.
It's 2 more.
2 more what?
2 more. It's supposed to be 10 gold.
Yeah, there's 12 there.
She, like, counts the 10 out and leaves the 2 on
Take
the...
it.
She, like, raises an eyebrow.
What?
Like, takes it back. Says, "Take all the time you need."
I feel like if he, like, dips her head and then, like, turns to go to the booth.
She, like, goes to put the money in the thing. You see her pocket the 2 gold. And Thalen is just watching, like, I don't have the context for any of this. Follows behind you to the table with this guy. And I mean, basically what Thalen sees is the back of you and then Viteal, like, sitting at a table. He sees this, like, scruffy looking guy.
Yeah.
You know? Like, just general, like, not super access to resources .jpg. And is even more now raising an eyebrow. You know? Like, this officer, which Iffy clearly had such an attachment to, you know? And so... Iffy, what does she do? They approach, and Thalen's just sort of standing there. Viteal is just, like, staring straight, like, waiting for this to friggin' end.
I think Iffy sits down in the booth, and she's just like, you know, I didn't actually mean to ask him yourself. So if you could disappear, maybe.
Viteal is gonna, like, look up at Thalen. And Thalen is in disguise as a different high elf.
Yeah.
So he is fully a high elf. Viteal is gonna kind of look up at him and raise an eyebrow and say, "Oh, good, another one." Thalen's gonna kind of be like, make a face at him and say, "Hello, my name is Thalen Moxley. What's yours?" And he's gonna make, like, a face that's like, I know that this was not done, whatever. Viteal's gonna look up at him and say, "Raz for Soleer Viteal." He's gonna kind of look back at Iffy, and now you just see pure irritation. Like, he's not, like, he's you can tell, if you ever had this experience of, like, adrenaline in social situation, whatever, he's got that kind of, like, he's, like, got his hackles up. You know, he's kind of like, what the heck is going on? Kind of, like, agitated about it. Like, he's, like, buzzing a little bit, but he's mad. Like, it's not like he's like, oh, cool, we're gonna have this conversation now. He's like, is there something going on? You know, that.
Yeah, I think that if he looks at Thalen and is just like, happy?
He looks, like, dumbfounded. Like, his friggin' eyes are big. He just kind of opens his mouth and, like, words don't come out. And he's like, "I apologize. I just..."
Right. What time are we heading out?
"I don't know. The morning."
All right. If you can't find me, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. So.
He's gonna kind of, like, edge Viteal out of this conversation. Like, he's gonna turn around to just face you.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, you see Viteal get even a level more irritated than he was. Viteal opens his mouth to say something, and then Thalen goes, "Are you sure you're going to be okay?"
What do you mean? I'm gonna be fine.
All right, well, I apologize for caring. And he's gonna, like, roll his eyes, just kind of, like, throw his hands up.
Have a good night,
He
Thalen.
turns on his heel, walks to leave, and then last second looks at Viteal. Pure, like, rage. Turns back to look at you. And says, "Oh, here." And reaches into his pocket and takes out, like, a little leather satchel type thing, like, of stuff, and opens up. He's, like, got, like, crap, in it. It's just, like, freaking needle and thread. Like, you see, like, stuff, like, general use, whatever. And then takes out you see nothing. You just see his hand, and then you see, at the very end of his fingertips, a flame. And he sticks it out.
A flame?
Like fire.
Okay.
Yeah, like straight fire. And Viteal, who has the unlit cigarette in his mouth, does that really hot thing. By the way, this is hot. Where you don't, like, hold the cigarette out, you just lean forward, And so he just leans forward into his hand, like, lights the cigarette, kind of has, like, a smirk on his face, like, takes a drag. Just goes, "Cheers, lad. Off to bed with you." Thalen, like, winks at him, and he throws up. Thalen, like, goes off to sleep.
Yeah.
And Viteal, like, shuts his eyes and experiences the joy of a nicotine addiction. Viteal is gonna look up at you and say,
I hope that's it.
"If there's no guarantee there's going to be it, then I've got nothing to say to you."
I think she's gonna look out into the, like, space. Is the barmaid still out there, or did she retire?
She's still closing up shop.
Yeah.
She is, like, going in and out of the door. So sometimes she's out there, sometimes she's not.
Alright, I mean, I could try and get us a room.
Probably a better look than I had.
Give me a second. She's gonna stand up. I think that she's gonna get the barmaid's attention and be like, how much is a room?
You have one already, don't you?
Yeah, well, I want one myself. Sharing it with 2 other girls.
Your own room?
Yeah, how much is it?
She's gonna raise an eyebrow and say, "It's just going to be you?"
Yeah, it's just gonna be me. He's gonna talk to me and then he's gonna leave.
Could roll a persuasion check.
Okay. 12. Look. You know the money I gave you? Whatever the room costs, I'll pay you double. You just have to give me in the morning. Get it to you. Like I said, if I don't, you can kill me.
5 gold and I want it now. She's gonna give you, like, a big, mirthless, like, angry eyebrowed smile.
If I give you 6, can you stay the night?
No, I'll get in trouble.
Why would you get in trouble?
Because we're not allowed to.
You don't gotta tell nobody.
The
You could
owners will
pocket.
be here in the morning. Was he gonna sneak out of here or something? Can smell him from over here. No, he cannot stay the night. It's just for you and it's 5 gold and it's right now. It's not happening. Take your pick.
Alright. Give me a moment. I think that she turns to Viteal and she just, like, gives, like, a give me a moment nod. She's gonna go back to Tavamil and Yezi's room, very, like, quietly open the door just in case Tavamil's sleeping, And she's going to take 5 gold from... Or no, she's going to take 2 gold from Yezi. She's going to be like, Yezi, I'll pay you back, I promise. Close the door, come back, give her 5 gold. Be like, here you go.
Alright, do you have a preference?
No.
She's gonna, like, turn around and kind of do, like, a eeny, meeny, miny, mo with the
Yeah.
keys. There's quite a few.
Yeah.
Like, of the pegs that are missing, there's, like, 5 pegs missing, and there's, like, 7 that are got keys on them. And she just, like, picks one, hands it to you, and says, the room will be clean, so there's that. I guess you know the rules already.
Pleasure doing business with you.
She's gonna, like, roll her eyes and just keep closing.
Yeah. Iffy turns and walks up to Viteal, and she's like, well, come on.
Come on, what?
Got a room.
I'm not deaf, lass.
It's better than nothing.
She said we could talk. She didn't say I could come with you to your room.
I said that you'd be talking to me. You wouldn't spend the night.
Alright.
Okay. Come on.
I'm just gonna stand up. Like, start going in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking behind you. Let me roll to see if the girl is paying any attention. You two kind of, like, start making your way down the hallway, looking for the room number and all that. And she's gonna, like, come out and say, what did I say to you?
I told you we were just going to talk.
No, you said you were going to talk. You didn't say you were going to talk in the room. I said I'll get in trouble.
What's the difference? Look.
Because I'm not going to be here to make sure.
All right, here. How about this? The fella that all the rooms got rented out to, he knows the owners and he's friends with them, right? If anything, blame it on him. Say that we were breaking the rules.
Okay.
Get it under your nose.
Roll persuasion.
17.
She's gonna, like, look up at you, kind of with, like, irritation, frustration. She's sort of, like, also doing what Thalen did earlier, kind of, like, edging Viteal out of the conversation. Like, she's trying to, you know, the awkward where someone is talking about you like you're not there type of thing.
Yeah.
And again, you can see Viteal, before he just looked irritated, now he looks, like, humiliated.
Yeah.
Like, and when you say that, he's gonna kind of, like, step into the conversation and say, look, lass, I don't want to be causing you problems.
You're not causing me problems.
I'm not talking to you. He's gonna look at the girl and say, she's, like, kind of just, like, looking at him very awkwardly. Like, I've just told you can't stay the night here because of your situation.
Yeah.
And he's gonna say to her, you look about 25, something like that. Am I wrong? She's like, eyes are huge. She's like, what's it to you? Yeah, I don't mean, you know, to be forward. But, I don't know, I suppose perhaps there's a chance that you, maybe brother, father, perhaps fought alongside us. He's gonna kind of, like, step a little more forward. Been a long time since we've seen each other.
Yes, it is.
He's looking at you with, like, thunderous emotion. Looks back at her and says, all we wanted was a bit of privacy. I'm not the sort that you all serve. I can appreciate that. But it would mean a lot to me. She's gonna look at you and she's gonna look at him. I can't get in trouble, really. It's just me and I need this job. So, I usually close, but I'll come in a bit early and let you know when the coast is clear.
I really appreciate that.
It's not just I'll get in trouble. They're not always very nice. I mean, maybe if you explain what was happening, but I'll let you know when the coast is clear.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Thank you, Lars. If I had something to give you, I would. You want a cigarette? And he, like, takes out he's, like, fishing around in his pocket, and she kind of, like, smiles a little bit. I'll get some fresh out. It's not good for you anyway, nasty habit. Like Bahmry.
Yeah. Better to fill your lungs with clean air.
Difference of opinion.
Guess so.
Well, we'll get out of your hat.
If he kind of does like a grateful nod towards her.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna like go back to what she was doing before.
I feel like if he looks at the number on the key and she's like, okay, down here. Like goes towards it, unlocks the door, goes in.
You go inside. The room is just like the other one that you had, except it's got one less bed. So you really only had the two to start with. So Yezi was up with Craig from the beginning. Unless she was going to wake one of you up and knock you out of the bed. Minus one bed. Table, 2 chairs, little, sitting area. Window drapes open still because daytime existed. Viteal is gonna... You go in first. Where do you go?
So there's a bed. Is there chairs anywhere?
Yeah, there's two chairs and then the table.
Okay, she's gonna go sit in one of the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna close the drapes first, and then go sit in one of the chairs.
Cool. She goes and sits in one of the chairs. Viteal, the key's made into his hand, so he's just gonna lock the door behind you guys. Makes his way over to the chair, and sits down. He's gonna kind of like... He's got like a tight expression on his face.
Yeah.
And sits down. He's like,
What?
Apologize for all that.
Like it was your fault.
It was a bit dramatic. I mean,
dramatic.
My speech.
Hey, it helped us.
I suppose.
I'm not very good at convincing people to do nothing, so.
That's for sure. What was all that about? You and your 25 best friends are travelling together.
Well.
In piss poor disguises with fake names they can barely remember.
Well,
you've not got to reveal a single thing to me that you don't want to.
The funny thing is I want to tell you all about it. I'm just worried about you.
Worried about me?
Yeah. Quite frankly, it's, shaping up to feel like I never really left the war. We're on our way to, the Talenti Castle. That girl that came over, she had a invitation. We are getting her there. But, well, there's been a lot of issues with the Withway clan. And, the way that I got involved in all this is I was sleeping in a warehouse, minding my own business, and 2 Withway soldiers brought a fella in. I don't know to do what, probably kill him, I don't know. And ended up where I was in a bit of a conflict with him. I guess my skills are rusty because they really did a number on me. And I feel like she kind of, like, puts a hand near, like, one of the bandages of, like, a cut or whatever, and she's like, but, you know me, can't get me down. So I got that fella out of there, and got myself involved, for better or worse. But we've been pretty much having to hide from Wethway folks. Besides the one that came over, which is something, but...
Fighting alongside the High Elf.
Yeah, well...
Suppose the war is over.
I hope it is.
You said you're hiding from Wethway soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
How much danger are you in from that here? I mean, I suppose if you're in Waypoint Town, I heard about that visit the king. I suppose there'd be one or two there.
Oh, sorry, you said how much danger am I in?
From, you said you're hiding from Wethway soldiers.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say? I don't really... I gotta say, I am not entirely sure what is even going on. Why any of the Wethway clan is involved at all. Why we're going to... I mean, I know why we're going to the castle town, but what that's even going to do for anyone. I mean...
What I mean is, how many Wethway soldiers do you expect to be encountering in the castle town? Enough that you need disguises and fake names?
I guess it ain't just the Wethway soldiers we're hiding from. I guess it's also somewhat Talentha guards.
What have you done?
I haven't done nothing. I'm pretty much clean except for the two soldiers that I stabbed and slashed, and well, I didn't stab them or slash them. I beat them up with my hands because I don't really got nothing else. But
Talentha soldiers?
No, Wethway.
That's alright
then.
That would get you in trouble with the Talentha guards. I thought they would throw money at you, buy you a drink or something like that.
No, one of the fellas that were helping out, both sides are looking for him. And part of the reason why we're going to the castle town is, one, I mean, she was invited and she has to go, but two is to explain the situation. So maybe we can get one side off our backs.
And you know that this lad has not done what he says. You know that this lad has not done what he's been accused of. He's been looked for both sides, lass.
Yeah, well... Yeah, I know he's straight. I mean, part of it was that, you know, this girl... I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be vague. I'm just parsing how much I should probably say. Part of it was that this girl was told that her mom died and that it was his fault, but she ain't dead, and she found out that all of it was lies. And she was also told that he was dead, I guess, and, you know, he ain't. But I guess I'm more inclined to believe him too, because of who he is as a person, of what I've gained on his personality and the time that I was around him. And he also happened to be a medic in the war as well. 5 years only, but, you know, he's one of those 15-year-olds joining. Yeah.
As a medic.
Yeah. He's 24 now.
Whatever it is, I'm sure he did it. He's certain to have done it.
Oh, why's that?
You know, a 16-year-old medic was in the... would have had to have been in the last 4 years, is that correct? Lass.
He ain't the type. You're just gonna have to trust me on that. Look,
I never put much stock in your ability to judge character.
If anything, I would be more of the type to do something. Sure, I was 19 when I joined, but I've seen some stuff. Been through some stuff.
Well, that, I think we ought to get down to business.
Down to business.
When you say that, go ahead, roll a... You would have seen it. An insight check on his expression.
Okay. 26.
Dang, girl. He looked like when you said I'd be more the type to whatever.
Yeah.
He looked like he was about to effusively disagree with you.
Yeah.
And then changed his mind in a meaningful way.
Okay. Well, you agree with that?
Not sure where to begin.
I'm not really sure what you're referring to.
You said that the last time we saw each other was...
Yeah.
I wanted to start out by apologising for that.
Why?
I don't know why. I suppose I would have wanted to be fully in charge of all of my mental faculties. I would have wanted you to be as well. Not get caught up in the moment. Made a decision to do something and do it.
Well, I wasn't regretful of it.
Neither was I. It made all the forthcoming that much more. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Quite nasty scars. You don't mind my saying so.
No, I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, I really don't know why. If they didn't have none, then I would have understood, but I saw them giving it to other people. You know, greater restoration. I don't know why they wouldn't give me none. I mean, I do know why, but...
And why is that?
The reason why, I think they wanted me out, you know? I was telling them to give me greater restoration, not medically discharge me, because that was ridiculous. I had gotten hurt before. This wasn't nothing, you know? It was... Obviously, you know, it hurt and it was a lot, but nothing that potion couldn't fix. And I'd gotten hurt so many times. I was going to be back in fighting form. And they said that, you know, that they were going to medically discharge me, that there was nothing that they could do for me, that whatever. And I told them over my dead body they were going to discharge me. For what? They just didn't want to give me nothing.
Why did they want to discharge you? Tell me why.
They said that if I didn't stop putting up a fuss instead of medically discharging me, they were going to dishonorably discharge me for helping an enemy soldier. They were making a lie. They were making rumors about me.
That's no an answer, lass. Why?
Because who I am?
Who are you?
A mutt that doesn't know how to listen.
And after so many years of that, certainly it meant something.
Guess suddenly they had an excuse. Never had to be sent to a hospital before.
When we needed medics the most.
I don't know. Look, I mean, it happened so fast. I was there for 3 days, and then I was out on the street.
3 days.
Yeah. And I was only there for so long because I was refusing to leave. And then that's on the 3rd day was when they told me that they would dishonorably discharge me for helping an enemy soldier. No evidence, nothing of that, but I'd rather take the medical discharge than anything else if they were determined to make me leave.
Did they ever end up giving you anything that you can recall?
I mean, a couple healing potions, but
And you took those?
yeah.
Well, I dare say, lass, something's not adding up, is it?
I don't know. Haven't really thought of it that hard before. There's nothing I was going to be able to do about it.
Suppose not.
I think I used Greater Restoration within, 5 days? If I recall.
So I've been told.
Spent the next 2 days looking for one. Of course. Where was I going to find one?
You know, lass. He's gonna, take a drag of his cigarette. Gotta roll perception check.
Nat 20.
He's freaking keyed up to 1,000. He's so full of this information.
Uh-huh.
It's he's you can see his hand is twitching because he's so got so much adrenaline maybe or just whatever about divulging this to you. He looks very tense.
Mm-hmm.
And blows the smoke out and says, "They came to get me when you got hurt. Someone I don't remember who. There was so much going on. I suspected we were slaughtered. I'd made out looking for you, but nothing came up. There was so much to piece together. Who we had left, where they were, what state they were in. Someone came to tell me what had happened to you. Sort of odd, I recall, thinking to myself, specifically, to talk to me just about you. I was asking him about others. That's all they knew about. That's all they'd heard about.
Right.
Someone I'd not spoken with. I realised that he'd come from the medical tent. One of the orderlies there, something. As I said, I don't recall, but he was telling me what had happened to you. Sort of dismissed it, waving him away. Give her a potion, we've got 2 days to get ourselves together, and then we start fighting for him. I'll give her a potion, send her back here. She told me that they'd tried to.
I ain't tried nothing.
You're going to let me finish my story. He's going to shift his weight slightly.
Yeah, if he's gonna kind of bow her head a little.
You were refusing any help at all. Really wouldn't let anybody even touch you. Got my full attention. When he told me that they'd found you and stopped you from helping an enemy soldier.
Like eyebrows furrow.
So I said I'd come right away. I could hear that racing down you're leaving your troops. Your troops just for one. But you're not just any troop, lass. Besides, you were the medic. It made sense we needed you. Of course we did. Priority. Maybe not that priority, but so I had to think clearly. You made it hard to think clearly. Not to say that that was your fault. You recall my apologising for clouding my own judgment. And in the end it didn't do any good anyway. Suppose we'll get there. So I came. Right away, straight away, dropped what I was doing. Suppose my excuse was that I figured it would take a moment. The walk was longer. The walk would have been longer than the conversation I was to have with you. We ran there. Don't know where I got the energy. Must be all the booze and cigarettes. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good chance.
So I get there. You're easy to find. Partly the hair facing away from me, and partly every bed next to you was empty. Injured lying on the ground, rather than resting next to you. There's a few lads just milling about, like making some sort of perimeter with their bodies, looking at you. Do you remember that at all?
No.
The medical tent.
No.
I'm not joking anything, am I?
You're what?
I'm not jogging your memory, am I? With any of this.
What I remember is helping out somebody. Something really hot, and then I was in the hospital.
approached you. I swear to you, I was going to just grab your shoulder. Get your attention. As I walked up, the lad walked past you. I saw you flinch away. Kind of back yourself up to the edge of the bed. So I decided what to handle this delicately, just in case. So, my coat, the edge of my shirt pulled me backward. Give me a bit more detail. You know what I'm saying? The side of your face, what was going on, what I tried to give you. The amount of times he tried to give it to you. Sort of thumbed in the direction of the lad who'd... Well, apparently it came to blows. And that's when they'd called me over. Sort of palmed me a greater restoration and wished me luck. Slapped me on the arse. So I approached you. Walked around the foot of the bed. You had the head that said to you, "Oh, lass." What did Iffy say back?
I feel like she turns and looks at him. She's like, "Sir, you alright?"
Oh, you know, kind of put me down.
That's good. I was looking for you. I didn't find you or nothing.
I was looking for you as well.
I don't know why none of these people will let me leave.
You've gotten yourself a bit injured, lass.
No, I ain't. I'm fine.
Could roll a perception check. You're already disadvantaged, so we'll keep it that way.
13.
He's probably just tired.
Mm.
You know, the sort of like way he's looking at you, he's sort of looking at you and then kind of like blinking away.
Yeah.
Like something's distracting him, or like he's not really looking at you.
You tired?
This is obvious.
Yeah, I mean, I am too if she reaches up and rubs her eye.
Oh, lass.
What?
Lass. Turn down.
Why?
You've, do you feel anything?
Feel anything?
Something maybe painful?
No, I mean, I feel like I have something in my eye, but that's it.
He's making a different sort of funny face.
Should roll insight?
Yeah.
Nat 20.
He looks absolutely terrified.
Sir, are you alright?
You've been burned.
I've been burned?
You have been.
Who are you talking about?
The side of your face.
She like reaches
Lass.
up. What?
Hands off.
There ain't nothing wrong.
You think this is a game I'm playing?
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what anyone's doing. I'm fine.
He's gonna kind of like test the waters a little bit and kind of sit down at the very foot of the bed, and there's a lot of space in between you and him.
Okay. I think if he moves a little further away.
He's gonna kind of like freeze all of a sudden. You've been hurt.
Alright, fine, yeah, I've been hurt. He said, what, I've been burned?
Been burned.
If it'll make you happy, I'll take a healing potion.
Will you?
Yeah.
He's gonna reach into his pocket and pull out that greater restoration. He'll just hold it out in front of him.
She doesn't even look at it.
Can you see me well?
Her eyebrows kind of come together and she's like, starts blinking her eye. What?
Don't blink so hard.
Why are you so concerned about what I'm doing?
Lass, your eye is bleeding.
What are you talking about?
Stop. I swear to you. Just do as I say. Stop touching your face. Put your hand down. I'm going to hand this to you. I'm going to put it right here. You're going to pick it up and take it. I'm going to watch you take it. Alright? It's an order.
Yes, sir.
Do you see this? He holds it up.
Yes.
He's gonna reach out his hand.
She's gonna back away.
He's gonna lean slightly forward so he can put it down. Puts it in the middle of the bed. And backs off, like kind of like full eye contact, like a wild animal, you know, like your wild animal. He's gonna just slowly back away, like kind of keeping his hands visible.
I think she looks at it, and I think that she looks at him. She's like, are you alright?
Lass, take it.
What are you talking about?
The potion.
Well, I don't need one. I'm fine. I don't know why none of them will let me leave.
Lass, you take the potion, you can leave.
I'm sorry, sir, but that seems ridiculous. Nothing's wrong with
Your
me.
job is not to question my orders, it's to follow them. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Take the potion.
I think that she just like looks at it. She's just staring at it.
Come on now.
She looks back up at him. Sir, are you alright?
He's like looking around at other people, you know, the other folks are fully staring at you, at him, at this whole thing. And he kind of like, he looks around and says, Lass, I've got quite a few other things to do. Now,
What are you doing here then?
be a good soldier. Take the potion.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about? Don't play dumb with me, lass.
I'm not playing dumb with you, sir.
You see the potion on your bed.
She like looks down again. Yeah.
Take it now. Lass, get your hand out of your face, I swear. Take the potion.
I'm not hurt.
Lass, I'm concerned about that eye.
What
The one that you keep messing with.
I just Feels like I got something in it, but you won't let me touch it.
Look at your hands.
I feel like she looks down at them.
What's that?
Blood.
Aye, it's from your eye.
Oh, it's from the other folks' house.
No, it's not. You don't feel that dripping onto your shoulder. That's fresh, lass. You know better than anybody what fresh blood looks like. Come on now, I know that this is good stuff, but time is of the essence.
You alright, sir?
Lass.
Why are you here?
Bahmry, I'm going to give you something to drink, and you're going to drink it. Do you trust me?
Yeah.
How much do you trust me?
Trust you with my life.
Do you?
Yes.
That you'll take this without question, without explanation. You trust that it's going to help you.
Okay.
Will you?
Yes, sir.
He's gonna sit on the foot of the bed again, kind of reach for the potion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna hold it and hand it out to you. And you didn't take it. Of course not. So, took off my cover. I don't know why it felt more polite that way. I apologised too, and I lunged for you. I came slowly at first, but you kept backing up, and you kept... I swear to you, every moment I wasn't mentioning it, your hand was... Oh, give me a moment.
You alright?
Your hand was in your eye. Gore, Bahmry, when I tell you, I thought you were going to pull it out. So, I wanted to stop you from doing more damage. I wanted you to stop saying those things to me you didn't know what I'd say to you. I wanted to make it stop. So, I got one hand around your wrist. You had a knife hidden under your pillow. When I got close enough, you slashed in my face.
What?
He's gonna angle his face into the light, and you see a scar that starts at the side of his chin. It kind of splits his lower lip in half, cuts part of the top lip, and goes across his upper cheek. Extremely prominent scar. No, naturally, I wouldn't hold it against you, of course not. Oh, don't tell you that. I just want to offer an excuse, really, as to why I stopped.
Stopped?
Trying to give you the potion. If I was Half the man I presumed to be you would see. They pulled me away from you. It's a small injury, so I got some stitches. I told them to get you out of here. That you were done. That you were gone. You were dead. That was what it was like. I suppose that's the other reason I gave up. Was it you anymore? I didn't know. To my knowledge, you were gone the next day.
Okay. I think that Iffy has her hands like clasped in her lap and she's leaning forward and she's just kind of staring at the ground. And she like sits up more straight and nods her head and she looks at him. She's like, appreciate you telling me that. And I'm sorry.
I can't fathom why.
Well, hurt you. I never want to do that.
I deserved it.
That ain't true. I feel like she scratches her nose and looks off to the side and she's like, today I had been informed that I space out sometimes. I wasn't aware of it at all, and I guess it makes sense that I wouldn't remember none of that. I was told, whether this is true or not, I don't know, is being revived so many times might have something to do with it.
Yes, I suspected as much. I'd like to apologise for that as well.
Why?
Like I said, lass, I've made a lot of mistakes.
That had nothing to do with you.
Pushed you too hard.
I didn't want to die, so it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't just luck.
You call that luck?
Well, I quite like my life. Quite like being alive. So,
You're in the hospital for at least a month.
month.
I don't know the details. I was, kind of like looks around.
Mm-hmm.
Injured quite shortly after you were, so.
Well, you just said Shamelin.
I did not. It wasn't anybody's fault but my own.
What happened? If you don't mind me asking.
Gonna like take a drag of his cigarette. I told you it was over. But with you gone, I just couldn't seem to. I was quite distracted, I suppose. Trying not to be thought I'd got a handle on it, but when I walked out there, 2 days. It's 2 days after you. All I could think about was that was the way my face, my mouth was, the lip was split, and I could feel the stitches. All I could think about was bleeding into my mouth. I kept trying to get my feet underneath me, but I couldn't. It was like I was in a daze or something. I don't know what it was. Finally, the hunger, exhaustion caught up to me or something. The stress, the next thing I knew, I was screaming. I just felt blood pumping out of my leg. I don't really know what happened. There was an explosion, so that's probably why.
Right.
It took a few days to... It wasn't safe enough to move anyone to medical attention. By the time we got there, that was nothing.
I guess I'm sorry in more regards than one.
What could you be sorry about?
Well, I feel like she kind of looks out into the room, like not looking at him. I hurt you and left you guys with basically no medic. And hurt you enough that you weren't fighting for him.
It's nothing to do with you. That's not your fault at all.
Sure.
Lad, don't do this to me. I wanted to talk to you to pass a molecule of blame onto you.
I don't think that's what you're trying to do. You're not that type of guy.
I knew you weren't there anymore. I knew that they'd moved you, because I was calling your name. Apparently. And I know that if you were in earshot, you would have came.
You're right.
And I know that you were in the hospital for at least a month because I found out where you were and I wrote you letters.
What?
Wanted to see how you were doing. But I never got a reply. Eventually one of the nurses wrote me back and said that I was clogging up that mail system. Wasting my time.
Are they not giving them to me?
She said that you are not in any fit state to comprehend what I was writing to you. And that many times they'd upset you, the letters, and they'd have to deal with the fallout. And if I would please refrain.
I feel like she runs a hand through her hair and like rubs her temples. Well, Surprising how much of my life I don't know about.
Well, you do know, don't you?
I suppose I do.
He's gonna, like, grip the table with one hand. It's like holding onto it. And now you're some sort of wanted criminal, but not.
Well, no. I'm just Iferson Bahmry. No more, no less.
He smiles at you saying your name.
You like it that much? I know it's a great name. Better than a little one.
I told you that in confidence, lass. They're gonna use it against me.
Well, you ain't my officer no more. I could call you Rasval all I want.
Can you?
Rasval.
You never want to have any respect for anything.
I respect you. I just get to show it differently now. What?
I'm gonna show it differently to me now.
Yeah.
What exactly does that entail?
Well, what?
I know that look.
Don't have to do everything I'm told now. Go speak to you like you're an equal.
You throw this out. He hands you that, like, dog end of a cigarette. He winks at you.
What if I just ate it instead?
Happy for it to be gone and whatever I mean.
She grabs it and she tosses it into the fireplace.
Alright, make a roll for that. Performance, I guess, yeah. It looks like a small number.
8.
Oh, that's not bad. You missed the fireplace. But the ground is made of stone.
That's close enough. Well, if you just done it yourself, you probably could have made a better shot.
Well, throwing it. I suppose standing up and walking over to the trash can's not an option.
Nah, too lazy for that. Besides, my arm almost reaches all the way over there. I thought it would be too easy.
You understand perhaps my reservations. Speaking to you.
Yeah. It's funny, I can understand me not being somebody that people willingly trust. I think just because I'm a bit eccentric. A bit too much for a lot of folks. But, never would I have thought that people wouldn't trust me because of something I knew nothing about and virtually have no control over. You know, the reason why that failing fella came over. Because I told him that it was you. And he didn't believe that you were real. Because I was having a little bit of spacing out moments, I guess.
Well,
They're the ones who pointed it out to me. I don't know what that's all about, so I guess I will figure that out at some point.
he's gonna, like, shift his weight. It wasn't that I didn't want to speak to you, it was that I was
Scared of me.
not in so many words.
It's only 3 words.
I mean, if you'd finish the job, who else would I rather be killed by than you?
Oh man, I don't know if that's a
Not
compliment or
saying
not.
that I'd imagine that would have been the case, but I don't know, you made me leave me for dead. It's probably as good as finishing the job. Besides, it already happened to me once. I suppose I wasn't left for dead, but
She like raises her eyebrows at him.
he's gonna look at her like she's an idiot. What perhaps do you think I'm referring to, lass? I think more than that. I suppose in the moment I was just taken with the fact that it was you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's been a long time since I've been at a loss for words.
I'm surprised though to see you here talking about Waypoint Town and potential criminal activity. She like looks around suspiciously. Surprised you're not, you know,
What?
covered in flour and
Bacon. Would that be a sight to see, huh? I ain't been back.
back where?
Back home. She kind of shakes her head and looks away.
You've not been back home at all since.
No. I mean, how could I, huh?
What do you mean, how could you?
Do you remember you had talked to me about what letters from people's parents were like? You were curious. You were reading over my shoulder.
I do.
Every one of those letters, they ended with praying for the return of our beautiful girl. I wasn't gonna disappoint him. Not after I left without saying nothing. Without saying goodbye. I feel like I've done enough. I would rather them live with the memory of their beautiful girl rather than having me come home and seeing this.
Well, I suppose I've got some more explaining to do than I thought.
And what does that mean?
First of all, I want to make it clear to you that you are, as you always have been, a vision.
She just kind of shakes her head.
He's gonna like put his hand up to like make her stop. A lot of downtime in the hospital. A lot of time to think. I wrote them a letter.
My parents?
He nods. Thought I would do my soldier. Explain to I was. Explain that it was my fault that you'd been hurt. Apologised. And I'd asked them not to tell you that I sent it.
Well, they for sure didn't tell me.
I was worried that it would upset you. I mean, hearing from me, not telling them, or else I wouldn't have done it. But
Do they know?
what specifically are you referring to?
What happened to me?
They do.
Okay. Well, guess I ought to thank you then.
He's like shocked.
Ain't no reason for me to not go back then. If they already know. Just playing a game then if I'm hiding out from them.
I suppose I won't apologise for doing something you didn't want, because I didn't know you didn't want it, but I'm sorry for causing you problems. I wouldn't want to do that.
You ain't caused me problems.
I was wondering how that all fit in with, the toads for the clan. Your mother and father, the bakery. Thought maybe there'd been some sort of... I don't know.
No, I've been jumping around town to town, finding odd jobs, stuff like that. I was in Youngstown for a while until I was not allowed to be there no more, and then I flitted about to a few other towns, mainly just stayed in the Talente side. And at Waypoint Town, I would say that's the longest I've been anywhere. Mainly just because of a lady and her kids.
I was bagging around Nalira.
Nalira?
It's my first, that's where the hospital was.
Really?
He's gonna nod at you.
I was in Nalira for about 3 months.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Ships in the night, I suppose.
I guess so.
If you're doing odd jobs, that's even more surprising.
Why is that?
It might surprise you to hear that I've not necessarily got regular employment myself.
Well, we're one and the same in that department. Last job I had, I was selling newspapers.
It's my first venture out.
From Nalira. What's got you leaving?
I was going to visit an old friend, as it goes.
Oh, really? Who's that? Anyone I would know?
I don't imagine so.
Is that who you wrote the letter to?
What letter?
That I was telling you that I was telling stories about you, and one of the fellas that's with us, he was in the war for at least I think quite a bit of time. I mean, I'm not too certain. He's much older than I am, but he mentioned that he knew of your name, and that one of his friends or something got a letter from you. That person thought that you were dead and was surprised to get a letter from you.
Small world, I suppose.
I guess so.
Yes, that's where I was on my way to. But I got a bit held up with the, a few things. Not the least of which was this business with the Bahmry person.
What now?
You know that. He lives near the farmlands.
Right, what about it?
Well, it was, it's not exactly the easiest place to get to now, considering all that's going on. So, I was a bit tailed up.
What held you up?
He's gonna kind of raise an eyebrow.
Asking for a friend.
Well, I suppose soldiers ask questions, particularly if you, lass, listen. He's gonna hold his hands out to you, open hands. You can see that he's got scrapes, like decently fresh ones, and on kind of like part of his forearm. I've got a talent for being at the wrong place at the wrong time, I promise you.
She's gonna, like, stand up and go towards him and, like, grab his arm and look at them. It's, like, painful.
When you grab his hand, you feel his arm kind of, it's like a jolt of electricity. Like he, despite him coming close to you, didn't realize that you were actually going to like reach out and grab him.
Yeah.
Not so much now.
If you don't mind. She's gonna, like, maintain eye contact for a couple seconds and then reach for... She's actually going to do a 2nd level healing word. It's 2d4 plus your... What is it? Spellcasting ability modifier. So
Okay.
plus 4. For 9. And I think that she, like, takes this and uncorks it and then, like, puts a little bit on his arm. Kind of rubs it in with her. Like, she has his forearm in her hand. And it's, like, using her thumb to rub it in.
What are you looking at?
I think that she was looking at his arm when she's pouring it on. And then she looks up at him.
His eyes are shut.
Feel nice? She moves to the other arm.
You needn't wish that on me. It's the least of my worries.
There ain't no one else to use it on right now. There, looking better already.
Do you, like, withdraw?
I think that she probably lingers for a moment longer than she needs to. And then kind of puts his, like, releases his arm and pulls away.
You feel as your arm kind of goes away, his hand kind of, like, opens slightly, but he doesn't, like, reach for you or anything. Well, to run in with a little high elf family. Sort of was walking along the road, minding my own business, and suddenly a explosion.
What?
Well, I could smell it was like half whiskey, half piss or something like that on the air. And quick as you like, suddenly I had 2 enormous high elf guards up my arse, hands on my lapel, shaking me around.
Hey, you weren't the one that threw it?
Who, me? I wish I was.
Oh, no, it would have been bourbon and piss, right?
I would not Soleer bourbon by putting it in contact with a high elf.
Oh, but you would sully it with piss.
Well, my piss is half bourbon, at least mostly bourbon. I'd be sending it back to its homeland. But if it was me, it would have been half bourbon, half piss, because I would have drank it all, pissed it out. You like that shite on fire, I promise you. No, it was not me. But the lad who it was, I suppose, so an easy target. And, so it roughed me up a bit. I held my own, as you can see. And after that, it was just... That's what this is from, I mean. Plenty guards aren't going to rough me up.
You said high elf guards.
Yeah, no, it was like a family, some rich, stupid pricks coming in for a party or something like that. Some sort of event, I suppose, it's talked about meeting with the king.
Oh.
They've been called to the palace or something for some reason.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I suppose You'll cross that bridge when you come to it.
Yeah, I suppose we will.
The rest was Talentiga. It's shaking me down about any information I would have known about that Valmoira, lad and his situation. I mean, I told him that everybody knows anything about that kid,
What do you know about?
It's, his last name.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. True that I found out after the fact. There's so much going on,
Oh. Yeah, you only heard about it after you were out.
Mm.
Yeah, I only heard about it maybe 4 days ago, 3 days ago.
I heard it was in the newspaper.
Just because I sold it doesn't mean I read it.
Not to sell it during the war.
Oh, no.
That's the only way. I mean, like I said, there was a lot going on. It wasn't just him too, People deserting,
Yeah.
losing their minds. And so, as far as I'm concerned, it made sense.
Well.
It's not even evidence he did it on purpose. That's what I said to them. I suppose they thought it was treasonous or something like that. All it said was that that's what he was charged with.
Yeah.
It was a very, I don't know where they were. I don't recall. I didn't, absorb the news article like maybe I should. But it was around the time that we were up north. I think there was enough to push anybody.
Yeah.
I don't like that answer, so, ask me what I'm doing. Of course I've got to say, well, I'm on my way to the place he lives.
Well, that's, good to know.
Need I even ask?
Oh, now you know maybe why I'm being a little bit cagey.
He was with, Fenra. No.
I'm not really sure.
He's the only winter medic I know about. So on with him. Suppose the bastard chose him specifically. No that if he caught a sniffle, there'd be someone to wipe his nose even in the dead of dwarven winter.
Yeah. Well, I'm not too versed on his service. Doesn't want me to be.
Interesting. Are you sure he didn't do it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, why is that? Because he told you.
Well, 'cause that girl earlier, that was her farm.
Would you like 20,000 gold, lad?
Would you?
I've got a problem or two that wouldn't hurt.
Maybe I'm telling you all lies.
About what?
Nothing. What are you gonna do?
Was he on his way here?
No.
Is he here now?
No. Well, I guess I've made a choice then, huh? If you choose to rat us out, I guess I've made the choice to deal with that.
Oh, I don't recall saying I had any intention of doing that. Just wanted to see if you'd really thought about it. You know.
Yeah, well, I'm not so easily bribed. Besides, I have all the information I need to know I'm making the right choice.
If you trust him, I trust him too.
You want to know why I trust him?
What is that?
Well, that girl that was talking to us earlier.
Right.
It was her farm. Her and her mother.
Is that the girl you're taking to the...
Yeah.
Huh.
They're in love or some shit. I don't know.
Her and her mother are in love.
Yeah. It's ancestral.
Lass, what is going on?
Her and that fella are in love.
Ah, I see.
And she had a run-in with some Withway people. Had to find her way out of that, and well, they basically told her that he did that, killed her mother, and he died himself. Obviously, we found out that wasn't true, and the main push, and you're gonna find this funny, maybe, that we know that he, or at least that I know, that he didn't do it himself, is that girl that was passed out drunk. She was there when the, I guess, Withway soldiers, something like that, set the place on fire. She was hired to kill him. And she wasn't hired to kill him specifically. She was hired to kill anyone that was on the premises. White Point Town has a thriving Assassin's Guild.
She a Genasi.
Yeah.
She's an assassin Genasi.
She's not anymore.
Ah, reformed.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know. I shouldn't be telling you this neither. I mean, she'll cut out my tongue. Not really. She ain't like that, I don't think. But
So you've got her word. And that's what you're predicating this whole little operation on. Her word, the word of an assassin. His own word.
right.
The fact that he was a medic in the war. And that's it.
Well, I mean, that girl's word too.
She was there as well.
She was kidnapped by the Withway people.
Look, lass, I told you I believe you if you believe him. And I've got no reason not to, I'm just saying. I just want you to...
I'll be fine. Really. I mean, the only reason I'm running my mouth is because it's you, and I can't help myself.
Well, like I've asked you to give me a report or something like that.
No.
You're going to salute me as well.
You want me to? Call you sir again?
For old time's sake or something. I would throw up.
No, I just trust you.
I hope that's true. Not that you trust me, I mean, I hope that's true as well. But that you're not spreading this around.
Aye.
I know you said he's not here, he's not on his way here, whatever, but really I urge caution, especially around here.
Yeah, we're being cautious.
For him as well.
Well, don't quite know what he's doing, but hopefully he's being cautious as well. I mean, last time I saw him, he was in a bad way, so don't quite know how he's faring. It's funny, I ain't had to use my skills in a long time, and then within one day, I had to save him from a couple Withway soldiers, brought him to a specific area, and set There's an arm, a leg, some broken ribs. Give him some stitches.
That's the lad. The same lad.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. I truly don't. I mean, hell, I've already told you enough. I mean, might as well just tell you more. That girl out there, farm, is conscripted by Temra Talenti to only grow water clary.
The bloody plot thickens.
Yeah, well, you know. I don't know, really. I mean, why she was growing it, how much she was growing, anything like that, I'm a little fuzzy on, but...
Oh, I see, so... The High Elves burned it down. That makes sense now. It was there or something. Sent an assassin to kill this.
Well, not him specifically. I mean...
Or just anyone.
Anyone that was there. I guess they wanted her mom. Wanted her alive, and, well, they still have her.
So, hostage.
Yeah.
They want something from the girl, maybe.
Well, they had her, too.
Did they? She got out. She escaped.
She did.
Who else would want them to?
I have no idea.
Find out.
Well, that's what we're trying.
She might know. Someone she knows are valuable to someone. Is a her and a mother.
The
Where's
amount
the
that
father?
she knows is you're giving her too much credit.
Where's the father?
I don't know. Doesn't have one, I guess.
I was going to say he's the most likely candidate. Want her and her mother back.
Well, I mean,
If he's not in the picture.
he wouldn't be Worthway. She's a spring Eldrin.
Well, what I'm saying is, if he was around, he's got some information that they want or something. They're going to take them both and dangle them in front of him, maybe.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
But if he's not there, then
from what she was saying, they treated her pretty nice. Not like they were...
you can treat a hostage however you want. You know all about that, don't you?
I feel like Iffy just kind of looks down. Anyways,
And then the lad, I mean, unless he's fabulously wealthy, I don't know what that Waithway government would want his... He knows something that they want. Well, would it not just take him as well?
I think it was just that he was supposed to die and he didn't. And now he knows stuff that he ain't supposed to know.
Well, what I mean is, why take the mother, why take the daughter? Why not just kill them too?
Your guess is as good as mine.
So now, you and her, the assassin that was going to kill the Valmoira boy,
Yeah.
and a nondescript high elf of seemingly no import, are going to go tell on the Waithway clan.
Well, she, I guess, received an invitation to be at the castle in 3 days. So she has to go to that regardless.
They wanted them.
What do you think they wanted them to know?
Have you got the letter?
No.
How did she get it summons?
She says a giant pigeon that talked.
A druid.
A what?
A druid.
No, I don't think so. She said it was bigger than her. Druids, they take the shape of the animal like exactly. It's not just like a human-sized pigeon that they turn into.
Last pigeons don't talk, do they? Or some sort of potion to transform a person into a bird or something like that.
Why would they do that? They could just send a normal pigeon.
Might be intercepted. It's coming from Wave territory straight to their farmlands. You think they're just going to let it? I suppose if it was from Waypoint Town they might. But if it's from the... I don't know.
I mean...
It's an odd way.
She did say that it sounded like a bunch of different people. She said something, it would repeat it back in her voice. That there's a couple fellas that were with that are from the Odaza clan. And she said that they were saying something that sounded like their accent. I doubt a person that was...
I'm stumped there, but that's an odd way to receive a summons, I would imagine.
She ain't the brightest.
You're sure it's real?
Real? She can't lie worth shit. Gotten us into trouble almost a couple times.
I'm not saying she's lying.
What do you mean real then?
Are you sure the summons is real?
No, not forged. No, I ain't sure. She was pretty sure. And I guess she's received one before, so.
Like that?
No. I don't know.
I think you ought to take caution. Perhaps a bit more than you.
Yeah.
Besides, the king's got a party. Something like that I heard about.
Maybe that's why she's invited. That's
Perhaps.
Event.
I don't know, my head is swimming with information. See what I can. I'd like to be of use to you, is what I mean. No,
I really don't want you to be mixed up in this.
I don't intend to be mixed up in it. I don't think that would do anybody any good.
What I mean is, you just can know this, but you don't gotta help in any way.
You won't let me. Even if I want to.
You can choose what you want to do.
Then I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Don't,
I don't intend to.
Okay.
I'll speak when spoken to.
Why did you ask if she was Janazi?
She was heavy.
Yeah. Do you know about all that?
I know a thing or two.
Don't let it slip that you know anything about it. Really. Not to her, I mean to anyone.
Oh, to anyone, that's no problem.
Also not to her, please. I've only just now gotten her to like me.
Alas, I'll do my best.
Okay. It's another added layer that's making this a bit complicated.
What?
She's not an assassin no more. It ain't allowed, I guess.
Ah, she's being
Yeah,
followed.
presumably.
Where is she coming?
Well,
Bodyguard or something like that?
yeah.
I think you ought to offload her. That sounds like a whole lot of trouble you don't want. Those Lakmai don't play around.
You do know. I wouldn't be able to, because it ain't up to me. Look, she's already tried to offload me. She thinks I'm going to be a danger to the group.
Well, that's guarantee. They shall be run.
Yeah.
They're ruthless.
So I've heard.
If they can't hurt her, that hurt anybody else to get to her.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a liability? I think you're doing more protecting her than she would protecting you all.
Probably.
Make sure she knows that.
I'm sure she knows. I'm not going to hold it in her face.
Well, then tell her she needs to get a handle on herself.
Yeah. I intend to do that.
If she does that again, leave her there. Let her sort herself out. You don't know where the lad's headed to.
Well, I do.
Well, you've not got to tell me if you don't want to.
I think it would probably be better if you didn't know.
Well, it seems like he's got a place to hide out.
I guess. I don't really know.
I was going to give a suggestion, is what I mean.
Oh. What would that be?
Well, the lair is quite a sleepy town. Suppose it could be a bit close to the border. I've got a few ideas. Like I said, I'll mull this all over. See what I kind of come up with.
Okay. I appreciate that. Really, I do. I've been thinking about it and trying to figure out what would be our next steps, what would even be the best route.
Well, you're going to go, presumably, see the king tomorrow.
Yeah, well, at least she is. I don't know if any of us will be permitted.
Well, stick around. Till you come up with your next steps.
Okay.
Unless you don't.
Why wouldn't I want that?
I don't want to. I suppose I already am imposing, but I wouldn't want
You
to.
ain't imposing. Why do you think you're imposing?
Don't know, not involved am I? Wouldn't want to slow you down. Suppose I don't know the situation fully.
You ain't gonna slow us down.
I'd like to see you again.
I would like to see you again as well. Doesn't seem like any time's enough.
For what?
Seeing you. Talking to you. If tonight and then I gotta go. I guess. I mean, maybe they've already tried to offload me once. Maybe I could just stay here.
You've got to get some sleep.
Do I?
He's gonna like lean forward, lean his elbows onto the table. You need to rest up before tomorrow.
I don't want to waste any time that I have with you. Besides, I ain't tired. She kind of leans forward.
I still think he's gonna move his arm closer to hers.
Mm.
Still think you ought to lie down.
She's gonna move her arm towards his. And, like, brush her fingers against his. Maybe you should too.
Don't worry about me.
I am worried. Your hands are warm.
I'm not as warm as I used to be. He's gonna put the back of his hand against yours.
I feel like she, like, takes a deep breath in and
I missed you.
I missed you. I really hadn't thought about the war in so long. And then when I did and I started thinking about you, you were the only person I could think about.
I tried to forget about you.
Probably would have been better for you.
Perhaps it would have been if you weren't sat across from me now.
I can leave if you want me to. She moves her hand up his arm.
Don't.
I'm happy to stay.
He's gonna put his other hand on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel his hands are shaking.
Viteal, will you lay down with me?
When you say that, his eyes kind of like snap open to your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He's just staring at you, like with his mouth like parted, not like hanging open, but just like questioning you, like surprised even.
She kind of smiles a little bit. And she moves her hand from his arm to the side of his face. I think she looks at him and says, "Stop me." And leans forward.
And you feel that he just like collapses into it. He's got like, you know that he's strong.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel that his fingers have wrapped around the fabric of your clothes like a vice as he pulls you into it. And that's where we're going to end this episode. And leave it up to your imagination. What's they're doing?
What they're doing?
What's they're doing?
And there was only one bed.
There's only one bed. We established there's only one bed. Specifically, I said that. Do you maybe understand maybe why? Look, they're just gonna play. They're
just gonna make the sounds of leave going on.
I don't know. Maybe, you know. Maybe they're just gonna like paint their nails and talk about boys. You know, typical sleepover affair.
Talk about boys and then maybe just kiss every now and again. You know,
every now and again. We do that.
No, we do not.
It's a joke. They're gonna kiss each other on the head. Duh.
And play footsies.
They're
gonna sit in those chairs all night long and play
play
footsies and stare at each other.
Look each other deep in the eyes.
Deep in the eyes.
And say, "I'm in like with you."
I'm in L word with you.
Yeah, they're gonna read the Bible, obviously, all night. Anyways,
all night.
Bye, all night.
Bye.
Bye.